Hello everybody, welcome. This video is the second part of a two-part series of How to Sigma. If you haven't watched the first part, you should go check it out because it's about a lot of basics and need to know knowledge and information about Sigma. In this video, part two here, we're going to be going over some scenarios that happen quite often and some decision making and maybe some technical and mechanical stuff as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to start this video off, I'm going to be showing you how you can help protect your team and help try to keep your team alive. Now, I have a how-to tank video. If you haven't watched that, you should. And I emphasize protecting your team. But how can I protect my team? Well, I'm going to show you. But first, if we're going to be doing this, if we're going to be playing Sigma, you got to jump into the shoes of Sir Sigma. I am a tank. I have 550 total HP. I have a 700 HP shield. I have a rock that does damage and stuns people. And I have an ability that absorbs all damage and gives it to me for health. When you're playing, keep it going in there like this. Shield, health, rock, you know what I mean? Make sure you know all that information and understand that you're not just a squishy. You are a tank and you have a good survivability. All right, so the first form of protection by Sigma would be his shield. Now, in my last video, the part one of this, we talked about the cooldown and the basics of the shield. Now, we're going to be talking about how to use the shield effectively as Sigma. So, we need to understand that we can push this thing and put it anywhere we want, and we can take it back whenever we want. So, there's multiple times in all of our matches that our teammates overextend. Tell me they don't. They overextend and then they die. And then the team comes in and team wipes you because you know what I mean? It's just downhill from there. But, so let's say my teammate is extending. I, as Sigma, take responsibility to keeping him alive. Now, I shouldn't. It's his choice for going up there and dying. But as a trying to win and as a teammate and as a leader, kinda, I do my best to keep him alive. So the shield, there's multiple times I see my teammates going forward and I put that shield out there for them so that they can fight behind it or at least have some chance of surviving. You know, you have a teammate that's about ready to go for an ult and he needs a little protection. Throw that shield out there. Your Mercy's going for a res and needs protection. Throw that shield out there. You know, they just constantly use your shield not just to keep Sigma alive, but to help your teammates win gunfights, to help your teammates win battles, and to help your teammates stay alive. So when you use your shield, you can use it, you can put it out and put it at any distance, and you can usually walk to your shield. But then once you get there, your shield is low, right? So I talk about this certain technique that I use when I play Sigma in my part one video, so you should watch that because I don't want to, use video time in this video to explain it. So that technique is incredible. It's just basically you use your shield and then you don't, and then you use your one ability and then you don't, and you rotate them so that your shield can constantly recharge and you can constantly have a healthy shield. So that's kind of how you do it on the front lines. Just make sure you're always grabbing your shield back after a while when you don't need it or teammates don't need it, because I see so many Sigmas leave their shield out there and then when they keep going and it's like way in the back, they keep going, and then when they want to deploy the shield or they have to recall it. They have to bring the shield back and then it's like crap, and then it's not charged because it was sitting back there for 2 minutes. So just make sure that we're grabbing our shield back and making sure that we're learning some good survivability techniques on the front lines. So as Sigma, we also have a damage absorbability. It's called kinetic grasp. So you can protect your teammates with this and you can protect yourself with this as well. So think of all the protection things we said for the shield, and you can do that with the kinetic grasp. There's a lot of times, let's say my teammate gets stuck in a junkrat trap. I march forward, I stand in front of them, and I use that ability, and I absorb all the damage incoming, and my teammate stays alive. You could also do that with a shield. So just make sure that, whatever ability you have, honestly, use it to keep your teammates alive, because that is the most important thing. Also, when it comes to kinetic grasp, I try to use it when the other team is using a lot of damage or is sending out a lot of projectiles. Uh, the best character, honestly, is Bastion, because he'll just shoot you. He'll just keep shooting you, even though you're absorbing every single bullet and putting it on your health. And then when it's all said and done, you have 900 health and you can just literally walk forward and not have to worry about dying. So, the rock that you can just chuck at high speeds. I use my rock to stun people, to kill anyone low, to kill squishies. So 200 health, you rock them, and then you shoot them. I talked about that technique in part 1 as well. If you haven't, you should hop over there. But anyways, you can also stun people out of ults, which is phenomenal. Very, 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 very helpful. So like when it's like close games and you're pushing the payload and it's, you know, you're almost there and everyone's just trickling in and everyone's trying to survive, I guarantee you some person's going to have an ult, and that ult is going to be a game changer. But as Sigma, you have that rock. So when it's late game scenarios, I try to hold on to my rock and be a little more passive with it, so that when Genji does come in, or McCree comes in, or Soldier comes in, or Moira, and I can just chuck my rock at him and take the ult away, and that makes it a more favorable fight for my team. So keep that in mind when you're playing Sigma. So kind of the last little bit that I want to talk about here is the gravity flux, your ultimate. Now, in the last video, I talked about the characters that you want to try to avoid, or if you were playing against them, what abilities of theirs to avoid when you're going to go for your gravity flux, because people can hit you out of your ult as well, not just our rock. A lot of people in this game. So when you're going for a gravity flux, make sure that you should go check out that video so you know which characters to avoid, because that is very important. Now, the gravity flux, I like to use it to bait out ults. So let's say I have excuse me. So let's say I have like a Reaper ult on my team. He's a guy who does extreme damage. And they have a Lucio or a Zenyatta on the other team, which their ultimates keep their teams alive. So I can grab the whole team or quite a bit of the team, you know, pick them up, acting like I want to kill them and everything, and then boom, there goes the Lucio ult. Lucio uses his ult, keeps that team alive for right then. But little did they know that Reaper was crawling behind them, and right when the Lucio ult ends, Reaper jumps in, kills them all. They don't have a Lucio ult to save them. So the gravity flux, I bait ults. I try to get the healer's ults out if I'm coordinated with my team. I like to try to get picks, usually the healers. If I am having a hard tank battle, I will 1v1 the tank and I will kill the tank with my gravity flux. And then the last thing here, oh, I don't know why I forgot. I have my notes right here. I don't know how I forgot this. So the biggest character that I hate playing against the most is Genji. I hate Genji. His ult is so fucking annoying. Sorry for my language. Genji, man. The amount of rage that I feel when Genji is in the game and I get freaking sliced for the 18th time. So I have figured out a pretty good way to stop that, because I get so mad because there's no like stuns anymore besides like a rock. But McCree, you know, you had that stun and it was easy kill for Tracers and Genjis, but not anymore. So anywho, when Genji ults his sword and he goes around, he usually just running, I pick him up with my gravity flux and I kill him. All right, everybody, I believe that part 1 and part 2, you watch both of those, I believe you will become a way better Sigma, and I bet that you will win a lot more games, and you will be putting out great damage, your teammates are going to stay alive, and honestly, you're probably just going to have a good time with, you know, Overwatch. I've been having a good time with Sigma. I just kind of lock in, have a good time, do my job, and honestly, we tend to win. So, instead of, complaining at teammates and bitching at teammates, let's try to just keep them alive for their stupid behaviors because, you know, you might as well. It's your best chance of winning if you can just keep them little idiots alive. And, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, great night. Thank you for all the support. YouTube's been going great, and it really is cool to see that people actually subscribe to me. So, thank you guys very much, and honestly, keep waiting. Every other Wednesday, Overwatch videos are coming. See you around.